Convention against corruption. We
Sir.
did make a strong
Sanjay
money laundering act being amended.
Sanjay Jha, let's be
we
clear.
did come up with a powerful white paper.
Let's be clear.
And action was taken even on the HSBC Geneva accounts.
The fact is that we have come out at the end of the day without really having clarity over all these years on just how we want to actually bring back money or identify black money holders. Quick response from you,
No,
Sandeep.
I just wanted to point out one thing, that somebody called you and said that the enforcement director himself is on the SIT. Fact, Mr. Katoch is on the SIT. Does Mr. Katoch or has Mr. Katoch been given the authority to investigate these people? No. The answer is no.
You're saying that the enforcement director
I am repeating what I said.
Not been given
I am repeating what I said yesterday. I am reiterating what I said yesterday, that the only agency which has been allowed to probe is the Department of Income Tax till date. It is only now that a multidisciplinary unit will be formed where the CBI, Enforcement Directorate and the Department of Income Tax will be members.
Okay, let me for a moment get you in, Rahul Mehra, because the other side of it is that if this political mudslinging continues, and the Aam Aadmi Party has been leading that, some would say, accusing the governments, both UP and NDA, of not revealing the names, then the investigating agency is also going to be caught in some kind of a trap. Are you now willing to allow the investigating agency to function independently under a court-monitored investigation? Does the Aam Aadmi Party at least have confidence in the Supreme Court of this country?
Rajdeep, the answer is obviously yes, we do have the confidence, but I think you're being extremely unfair in saying that, we are the ones who are throwing the mug. In fact, we are the ones, Rajdeep, who right from the beginning, we are the ones who initiated in 2011 by coming out not only with names of people, but specifically giving bank account details and numbers of those, the topmost leading business family in India. It hasn't been denied by either the previous government or the successive current government as to whether what Arvind Kejriwal disclosed in a press conference was utterly rubbish. So therefore, that gives veracity to the allegations which have been leveled, and those were from very credible sources. The unfortunate bit is, Rajdeep, that obviously the sentiments expressed by the Supreme Court are the sentiments which are being mirrored of the ordinary citizen. That the ordinary citizen definitely believes that there is no hope if the investigation is going to be carried out by the executive. Surely there is more hope when it is SIT monitored by the Honorable Supreme Court, and that too by two former judges. But I want to raise two issues, through your program.
Yes.
Number one, Rajdeep, we are missing the core area, and the core issue out here is not about legalities. It's about the political will, Rajdeep. Neither did the
What's
UPA
your second
nor
issue?
does the
What's your
NDA
second
have the
issue?
political
What's
will.
your
And the
second
reason is
issue? One
only
is political will. What's your second issue?
No, and I'm coming.
No, let me be precise. What's your second
allow
issue?
me. Give me 15-20 seconds, please. Sure, I'm being precise. Rajdeep, the lack of political will is only because of one reason, because the politics in India and the political funding in India is all through black money. So you win elections and then you give favors to those people whose black money you've used, and therefore you will never see the executive going after their own people. Number two, we can talk about black money in the sense that it's all generated in India and stacked abroad. But that's a fallacy. There is 3 times parallel economy going on in India. What has the government of the day or the previous establishment done for very simple things? Land reforms. You can't buy a property unless and until there is a cash component to it.
I take your point.
There are laws which need to be corrected as far as promissory notes are concerned.
Rahul, hold on.
There are laws as regards these tax haven companies which can park their money easily into India.
Can I ask the former CBDT chairman that is there a problem that we are missing the wood for the trees? We're looking at, who are going to be these names. Once these names come out, black money will come back to this country. The real problem we know exists in this country. The real problem we know exists in the manner in which various transactions take place in this country. Are we simply sensationalizing an issue because it's nice to know who are the names of these black money holders or illegal bank account holders, rather than focusing on what are we going to do to reduce this black money economy in this country?
Yes, how it is being generated, why it is being generated. We must
that is the
thing which should be actually taken care of. You should simplify tax laws, you should simplify other like your Stamp Duty Act, your land reform. These are the things where the amount of black money is generated. And what happens once you have too much of controls, basically everything is under control. So what I'm trying to say, unless you simplify your tax laws, unless you simplify your procedures, there is always incentive to generate black money by overcoming them.
But if that is the case, then Mahesh Jethmalani, this entire effort to bring back black money from abroad, to identify black money holders, to have this list made public, do you believe that will serve any purpose? Or is it simply going to be a way of, as I come back to it, political point scoring? The real challenge of reducing the hold of black money in our economy.
Well, Rajiv, 3 quick answers to that. A, it's not a political issue because we've seen that both political parties have been remiss so far, at least prima facie, without going into motives. Both political parties have been remiss. But the more important thing, Rajdeep, is that it is extremely easy.
I'm afraid we are losing that line to Mahesh Jethmalani. We'll try and go ahead, Mr. Jethmalani.
Yeah, but just please tell, let me just say this, that as far as the generation is concerned, yes, the source is political. It is political funding of elections and bureaucratic and political corruption mainly. There's no doubt about that. But you know, this argument that the bulk of the money is here and therefore let's do something. Yeah, demonetize. If you think the bulk of the money is here, and the bulk of the money is here because the bulk of the population is within this country. But the big looters, the big plunderers, those who have thousands of crores, they can't secret it in India. They can't hold it in cash.
But they're not going to hold it in their own names.
Real estate.
They may not hold it in their own names, Mahesh.
Really
they may not hold it in their own names.
They can't put illegal wealth in their own name. What they have to do is they have to secret it in tax havens abroad. If you have 5,000, if you look at one channel that's published, and I don't know if it's right, but I'm assuming that there are individuals who have 2,000, 3,000 crores in their name. It is extremely difficult to secret that kind of money. So generation is within India, but secreting has to be in tax havens where the quantums are large, where the holders are holders of large quantums of money. That's why it is so important not to get caught into this trap that what are we doing about black money within India? Of course, demonetize, for instance. Demonetize, you will take out all the black money if you're really serious. Get state funding of elections. Yeah. You will eliminate black money. But at the moment, don't let those crooks who have stashed the money abroad, large amounts, mainly through political corruption, don't let those crooks get away on this specious excuse.
Okay. Sandeep, you want to respond to that? Is there a sense? Is there a sense that at the end of the day, what are we looking at? 627 names. How many of these names, A, will have actually illegal accounts? B, how many of these names will be really the big fish that we are like? No big fish is going to keep the account in his or her own name.
If one has to be forward-looking, then you have to look at mechanisms.
Yes.
You have to look at instrumentalities to bring the money back, and it's not merely limited to these 628 names. I'll give you the example of an instrument called participatory note. Which is in circulation in the Indian stock markets. It is an instrument which allows the actual investor to mask his identity because he uses a foreign institutional investor sub-account. This is also in our parlance called, or lingua franca called, promoter note or politician note. This is a sizable amount of the capital flows that comes into Indian stock markets. It's almost 40% of that, 40%. And you know that this year India has received $30 to $35 billion of FII money. What is this participatory note? This is round tripping. Indian money which goes out, comes back through Mauritius, comes back through Cyprus, comes back through Dubai, into our own capital markets, propping up our own shares with our own money. And then we talk about chasing these 628 guys. Majority of these 628 guys will be genuine people, NRIs. There will be no big fish. Please take it for granted that there will be no big fish. These will be guys who have worked in some Firang company or in Dubai as an NRI. They have opened accounts. If you were to go to Dubai or the Middle East and earn a living there. You will open an account. Some of them will forget to close it. There could be other happenstances which take
So
place.
you're saying that there is still...
Let us address the root, which is that if you are looking at attacking the instruments,
Quick
then
response.
let's attack those
Quick response,
instruments.
Rahul. That this is that therefore we need to address the root of the problem. We are not going to be able to address the root of the problem.
Rajdeep,
This is a wild goose chase. We are going on a wild goose chase at the moment.
Rajdeep, obviously.
Yes.
Rajdeep, obviously we have to address the root of the problem, but I completely agree with what Mahesh just said.
Yes.
And, I don't buy this argument that there are no big fish or there are no big names in that list.
Yes.
If there were none, then obviously this government would have disclosed them.
Right.
Obviously there is embarrassment for this government as well as the previous establishment, and I dare say everybody else in the political class, because that is why each one of them is so unified in their stand, that when you're in opposition, a day before, when your government is not in power, you say we will disclose the names, and when we come into power, within 100 days, we will get 15 lakh into the account of every person. And the moment you take oath and get into office, you sing the tunes of the previous establishment.
That's the
this is
politics of
hypocrisy
it.
of the
That's
political
the
class.
politics of it. But at the end of the day, this country really
I want to
wants
raise
the
a
money
question.
back.
Why is it, Rajdeep, why is it that 628 names have only been given?
Yes.
We were told there are 725 names or 726 names. What has happened to the 98 or 100 names which the government previous establishment have given amnesty to? Under what provision?
Let me
those
leave
are
it
the
there.
names which
Let
which
me
might
leave
be
it
the
there.
big ones.
I
And
don't
those
want
are the
to
names which must be immediately disclosed. Those are the names which the SIT must probe into, must reinvestigate.
Okay, let's leave it at that. The SIT at the moment has plenty on its mind. It has got 627 names and the clock is ticking towards March 31st. Mahesh Jethmalani, Sanjay Jha, Rahul Mehra, Prakash Chandra and Sandeep Bamza. Earlier also Swami Ramdev, appreciate your joining us on the program. My take, where do we stand? The entire black money tangle is in danger of turning into a political soap opera. Now that the Supreme Court has taken charge, it is time to depoliticize the issue, which is why the ED and the Income Tax Department need to be freed of all political pressure, be given clear deadlines by the SIT and asked to deliver results. Only then will faith in the government and the due process of law be restored. Okay, let's take a break at this point. When we return, we'll turn to two of the big stories of the day. The first story will be coming from the national capital because building through the day, political uncertainty in the national capital over whether a government will be formed in Delhi or not. 24 hours after he got a stinging rat from the Supreme Court, the Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung now says he wants to talk to all parties to end the deadlock. But the Aam Aadmi Party claims this is another delaying tactic in the name of the democratic process. Atir Khan with this report.
Delhi Lieutenant Governor back in action a day after a stinging Supreme Court rap, knocking on the Home Ministers as the Delhi deadlock persisted. But Jung's latest move means more delay as he plans to meet all political parties over government formation.
LG's discussion got rolling just 24 hours before the crucial Supreme Court hearing. On Thursday, Supreme Court is going to hear arguments of Centre, BJP and Congress, which might decide the fate of Delhi government formation. The court has already questioned the delay. However, the LG has continued with his waiting game, which has brought him under all-round fire.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी किसी भी सूरत में खरीद फरोख्त की इजाज़त नहीं दे सकती है और न हमारी सरकार किसी भी सूरत में खरीद फरोख्त की इजाज़त देगी।
मैं मांग करता हूं आज बुलाओ मीटिंग। आज क्यों नहीं बुला रहे मीटिंग? कुछ दिनों में क्यों? अभी क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? दिल्ली के अंदर सरकार नहीं है। इससे बड़ी सबसे बड़ी प्रायोरिटी इस टाइम एलजी की यही होनी चाहिए। आज बुलाओ मीटिंग, शाम तक निर्णय लो, कल सुप्रीम कोर्ट को बता देना।
देखिए, मैं समझता हूँ ये दिल्ली के लोगों के साथ मजाक हो रहा है, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से आज लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर साहब को ये ध्यान आया है कि पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से बातचीत की जाए, ये काम तो ऑनरेबल राष्ट्रपति को रिकमेंडेशन भेजने से पहले वो कर सकते थे।
As the pieces on Delhi's political chessboard move post-haste, polls seem more inevitable than ever. But as Aam Aadmi Party and Congress demand fresh polls, BJP backing the LG, not revealing its cards.
It has to be a collective decision by all the stakeholders. तो इसलिए पार्टी के जो सीनियर लोग हैं, दिल्ली यूनिट के सीनियर लोग हैं, वो सब मिलकर के एक जो भी एक जॉइंट सबका एक वो आएगा और उसमें आकर के हम आगे एप्रोप्रिएट टाइम पर बताएंगे आपको कि पार्टी क्या सोच रही है।
But who's the best prepared? The BJP, it seems, is on a high after winning Haryana and Maharashtra, but it still lacks a credible CM face. Aam Aadmi Party saw its vote share rise, but has been battling charges of leaving Delhi in the lurch. For down-and-out Congress, anti-incumbency may be out, but its cadre is still demoralized. In a few hours, Jung's latest moves will be under Supreme Court scanner again. Will he be allowed the time he wants for democratic process to unfold? The ball is now in the apex court. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Okay, let me on that point go to Atir to find out what next. What are we expecting tomorrow? Atir, what are we expecting come tomorrow? The matter comes before the Supreme Court. When is the LG actually going to start talking to political parties? Is this a delaying tactic?
Well, you see, Rajdeep, there are two views within the BJP on this issue, but they cannot allow this confusion to give advantage to Aam Aadmi Party or Congress. So tomorrow the LG has already initiated today itself the process of consultation with the parties after the presidential nod. Tomorrow the Supreme Court hearing is going to be crucial, Rajdeep. That is when, because in the last hearing the court has been critical of the delay. So tomorrow the stand of the centre and the BJP would be very interesting to hear. But later sometime tomorrow the LG is going to start consultation, and it is going to call BJP first for this discussion, and in say about a couple of days time the situation will be clear.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens actually there in Delhi. Delhi, clearly a lot of uncertainty. Atir Khan joining us there from the national capital. Let's turn to Mumbai, where after a marathon meeting at party chief Uddhav Thakere's residence, the Shiv Sena is yet to decide on whether it will join the BJP government in Maharashtra or not. What are we being told? The meeting called by Mr. Thakere ended just a few minutes ago. Sources telling Headlines Today that a section within the party does not want to be part of this government, and it doesn't want to compromise with what it calls its self-esteem. Some Shiv Sena leaders saying the BJP is still not treating the Shiv Sena with respect. Another section in favor of joining the government. Let's take a look at what the Shiv Sena is saying on record today at the moment.
शिवसेना नेताओं की एक बैठक अभी मातोश्री में संपन्न हुई। शिवसेना के पक्ष प्रमुख उद्धव ठाकरे जी थे। सभी नेताओं ने अपनी अपनी बात रखी। उद्धव जी ने अपनी बात रखी है, और पार्टी किस दिशा में जाएगी आने वाले दिनों में, इस पर बहुत गंभीरता से चर्चा हुई। मैं अभी इतना ही कह सकता हूं कि इंतजार की घड़ी जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगी।